what we do have a survey, and right now, and we're open to suggestions for listening to everyone, but at this point, it's a voluntarily. If you happen to like the position and you say 5 stars, like on 1,000 sites, we offer you to go for an extensive survey, which has a lot more weight in decision-making process, and do you want to decide your bed manners for the doctor, criteria of knowledge, but usually people just go with 5 stars, and that's it.
And Len, one of the concepts we are working with, talking to potential partners that are already embedded in the physician offices already. So,
I have 2 questions. One, is there a possibility, would you partner with Facebook, where then you would have this pre-populated user body that could just check off something like, I want to be part of MyHealthExperience, interface in, and suddenly you've got a real social network built.
Facebook approached us yesterday, we said no. Well, the problem with the Facebook, of course we thought about that. The problem with the Facebook is that the domain of knowledge is completely transparent. In Facebook, you can't find too many. I haven't seen any health groups or specific, chiropractic best practices group. It's more about social media and communication, jokes, fun, photos, and in order to create this experience, actually sharing of experience, it needs to be very much domain specific. Okay,
and I'm just there are.
Yeah, we're looking into that.
Yeah. Here's just to add to that, and I'm trying to abstain, but I can't. There's 3 things in my life that are sacred to me. It's the family, my finances, and my health. Right, and so the family, my wife is sitting in the back here. We don't post pictures of our kids. The finances, I'm not on Facebook talking about them, and that's why I use mint.com, but there's no social aspect around it. And health, it's also, I choose what I want to be public, what I want to be private, and for Facebook, I personally don't feel it, but there could be, and if there's demand, we'll meet it. Back. We can talk after. So this is more of a technology preview, not the financial component to it, but there's about 17 different ways of it.
Let me just check for a second. The old site, if you look at the old site, and we're slowly moving all the features from there, had a model for doctors to advertise because we have intelligent matching engine. If doctor would advertise just as a text ad, just as AdWords or health kind of ads, we can match to the right person, right community of people. We can bring that advertisement in front of the right audience because of the technology and algorithms behind it. So that is one of the monetization strategies. And another one, we're working on packaging this as the white label solution for nonprofits and health plans. Yes?
But then I promise I wouldn't ask a question.
I promise I wouldn't answer.
I'll ask it anyway. I also can't abstain. Matthew Evans first. Sorry for everyone that saw my beard say I'm coming and learning. That was like an introduction opportunity. Anyway, how are you using social network analysis? I'm not talking specifically, patient talks to doctor, but the formal social network analysis.
Yeah.
The back end, the network. And
here, that is my social graph. And what happens is I plot all my contacts, my communities, my content I generate, and from here on I can expand and see, okay, Eugene probably has his own network, so let me see how far am I away from people in his organization. And behind there are algorithms on computation, some algorithms that
is the algorithm itself proprietary using
everything is proprietary.
Thank you.
Yes.
Let's say somebody finds a locality and says they're going on PubMed and I want to find a doctor who does this particular modality. Or can the doctor, they just took a course, they learned something new, they want the whole world to know about it, can they list that in that profile and then be searched in the database?
Yeah. The question is if there is a new research or new publication or some new education level.
Not necessarily innovative. Somebody just does something differently.
Innovatively.
If a doctor
So,
is in education
Can that be electronically captured and distributed as part of the profile? The answer is absolutely. Our profile technology behind this allows you to choose your criteria as far as your presence on the site. So you can say, for me, my knowledge is this new category, and you can describe that as a new category. Moreover, you can say, as a doctor or as a patient, this is the link to the new study that I have just completed, or a new study came out. I personally vouch for this, I advise this, and people who get matched to you will automatically, it's a network now effect. It's a viral spreading of that specific advice or structured piece of knowledge. Does that answer the question?
So how do you differentiate yourself from patients like me and others in this space?
Excellent question. Eugene, you want to take this?
So patients like me, there's a lot of networks there for very specific disease states. Our concept is a little different, is that, if I have diabetes, I'm not diabetes, and it takes you through your life. It's not just a particular piece around my one disease. I may have 7. I may want to talk about, something around my kids. I'm a caregiver to my mom with a particular other disease, and so it's all about my health experience that takes you through the life of your. Yes, of your experience.
My reviewing experience has been that people tend to give feedback if they absolutely hate something or absolutely love something. Given the 80% of physicians who are neither fantastic nor terrible, how do you plan on capturing that information?
Okay.
Yeah, he's an okay doctor, but I don't feel strongly about him enough to get on the site.
That's a great question. So let me answer it. Thank you. The interesting thing, and that's an excellent question. Actually, it's a very complex question, because what is average, great, or bad, or worse? Again, for my daughter, the best one would be the one who is at least okay, but speaks her language. So for her, that would be 5 stars, but for anyone else, it would be okay. The superstar in cancer research in Manhattan that treated my relative turned out to be not okay for him. True story. Why? Because of the certain social variables and aspects. So capturing the mathematizing, the personalization of personalization portion of reviews, what is it relevant to you in that review is how we differentiate, because we have general reviews, 5 stars, 3 stars, and then we create metrics based on how closely you come to that reviewer and skewing that number by that factor.
But to answer your question directly, it's in the numbers, right? So the more momentum you gain with the destination site, that's most of the issues. And that's why we're not just focusing on doctors are the first piece, but there's other components to it, including articles, including et cetera. We have room for one more, I think, in 20 minutes.
Your database will ultimately contain a lot of private personal information. How do you have that? Do you keep it compliant? And how do you meet that requirement?
Great question. We do not gather the medical information. We gather social information on conditions and topics of interest. We do not go into the medical records as of yet, and because of that, we're not under HIPAA. Moreover, every piece of information is secured upon you checking the box saying private, and communities can be private, and it's absolutely under strict rules of security.
Praveen, last one here, and that's it.
I'm a trained physician, and what you have done just now is just trying to, as per Eugene, just mathematizing all the experience that 2 MDs, one let's say work for Presby and one work for Bethesda, into some kind of a formula. And based on that formula, plus based on what the personal experience is, you actually are advocating that this doctor is good or bad or ugly, right? I think you're getting into an extremely dangerous zone. I mean, health grades does that to an extent possible with the large hospitals, and then does it. I don't know if you're really going to go that far, because the serious liability is associated with that. That's one. Second is you have to actually expose to the physicians when you're thinking of physicians being the reason the patient's going to come out with this. As to why should I, as a physician, be even listed out there? Just really thinking from that.
Okay. So the listing is based on